Orla takes a deep breath and just says, "I am sorry that I have to do this, but you're hiding too much from me." She holds her hands up and waves it and just says, "You will tell me the truth." And I need both of you to make wisdom saving throws. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to another edition of For Light and Dice. I'm so excited for y'all to hear this episode and everything that happens in it, but also slight trigger warning, things do tend to get a little emotional, more so than the usual Star Wars, so just a heads up about that, but I promise you the drama and the story is good. So we will continue with Goz and Wynne after they being confronted, or should I say, Jedi mind tricked by Orla Jareni.
Wisdom. I've never done this. Where is it?
21.
Wow,
This
Wynne
is
is
just the thing that's under the wisdom section that says saving throw, correct? Yeah. I know that's a stupid question, but I've never done
that's fine.
One. That's a 12 on me.
Yeah, Wynne, you feel like the sensation, the want to actually tell the truth, or at least not deceive Orla, but there's something within you that's so strong that you're able to push that sensation back and keep your mouth shut. But Goz, unfortunately, you feel compelled to tell Orla the truth.
I'm here to fuck a rock.
And
the sensation that prevents Wynne from saying anything is deep shame by proxy.
Orla tilts her head and she says, "Oh, Geode?
Yeah, he's so handsome."
Right. Please, tell me why you're really here.
She kind of looks like she's sweating and very uncomfortable a little bit. To meet Wynne's friend. And see Wynne's friends. And to meet Geode.
Which friend?
Leox.
She pauses for a second and closes her eyes and opens them. You're here to pick up his drugs, aren't you?
The situation is a little more complicated than that.
Oh?
Look.
Am I still being possessed by?
Yeah, I mean, that overwhelming feeling that you can't control you deceiving her is gone away as soon as she says that.
When steps forward, look. Situation.
Don't ever do that to me again.
Situation's a little more complicated than that. All right.
You don't fucking know me, lady. Don't ever do that to me again.
Okay.
Guys, I am sorry, but I need to know the truth.
Okay, here's the bits of the truth.
Pissed.
Here's the bits of the truth that I am comfortable telling you. All right? And you gotta understand, I can't tell you quite everything that's happening outside of this station. But, yes, we are here to do a little favor for Leox, who, if you know anything about me, which I don't know why you would, because I didn't tell you, but also you might have been there on Naboo. I don't really quite remember. But I'm doing a favor for Leox. It's not a big deal, but it's important to avoid inflaming any of, they point upwards in the general direction of the docking bay, that no one knows that we're doing it. There's kind of an additional wrinkle, which is when we left our Force users, they were alive. They're just sort of in a coma.
What?
And we need to get back to them. And we're not keeping the cargo. We're just holding it to avoid inflaming tensions. And that's between the Bind Guild and the Republic and the Jedi.
Can you care to extrapolate a little bit on the coma?
We sort of have a dark side artifact on the ship, and we're pretty sure it sent our Force users, including the 2 that we have, and another one into a coma. 0 and 1 and 2 were taking care of them when we left. But it is 0, and you remember 1 and 2. So
she shivers.
We're kind of eager to get back to that.
She suddenly just stops and looks up a bit and nods, and she says, "I think I know what you mean. Look, if you're going to take Leox's supplies off the station, quite frankly, I think it's for the best. If that gets into the hands of anyone else, I don't even want to imagine that right now, considering the way things are." But,
and I, personally, as a former space trucker in my own right, understand the honor involved in making sure shipments get from point A to point B. And I know that Leox wouldn't be asking me if it weren't important, and I'm not about to go pawn this off on somebody else.
Fine. Goz just marches past Orla, just down a hallway. She definitely don't know where she's going.
Goz, wait.
She does not.
She's gonna be cross about that for a while.
There's something I have to say.
Stops.
Danger surrounds the both of you. The Force is telling me that you're in over your head. That is why I need to know the truth.
It's called being an adult.
No.
Not that you would ever know.
Orla turns around to face you guys, and she says, "No, there's something clear to me. A vision. It's too terrible to say out loud, but I must."
Oh, you must be so helpful.
Guys, I fear for your crew.
Wynne kind of exchanges a glance with Gonk.
Gonk?
Goz finally just turns, and she had she's a little shaky, and she has is just blinking back tears in her eyes, but she looks very seriously at Orla. What do you mean about our crew?
There's something that is connecting you to something beyond chaos. I can't explain it. It's a feeling. But I know, Goz, someone among you may have to sacrifice themselves again. Like what one ended. But it may not be to the benefit of you all. Which is why she walks closer to you, Goz.
She instinctively just backs away, looking a little scared, actually. More scared than angry.
Behind Orla, Wynne has kind of moved their hand to rest on their belt just above the blaster.
Which is why, when things are dire, you call me and ask for help. I do not serve the Jedi Council anymore.
After what you just did, I don't think I could trust you. You don't know me. You don't know me or my past, and you don't know what it's like to be controlled like that. Don't.
Actually, Goz, I do. I'm sorry I did that. But I'm not sorry for learning the truth. Because it's going to guide us onto a better path. She deactivates her lightsaber, making it a little darker in the hallway. And sometimes those are the choices you're going to have to make if you want to protect your family. Your found family.
I already have. You don't know what I've burned in my soul.
I sense great pain.
I've already protected this family once, and I'm gonna keep doing it again.
But you will need help.
All right. For everybody else, all right. I just get your number. I'm really good at getting hot girls' numbers.
She smiles and takes out a very tiny card and throws it your way.
It's dark. So
Yeah, well, yeah, it's dark. So make a perception roll.
Oh, I gotta find perception again. Hold on.
Dang.
Where are you, perception? There you are. Oh, that's another crit one. This dice is officially going to jail.
Yeah, so you can see something land in front of you, but you don't catch it.
So she just takes out her little comm and is just looking for it on the ground.
Yeah, you can find it. So Orla looks a little sad and nods a bit and just says, "I won't tell anyone that you were here."
And we also...
Except maybe Leox.
If that's a conversation you and Leox Giassi want to have, I welcome you to make the attempt.
May the Force be with you both.
Don't criff this up.
She walks away.
Wynne looks over at Gonk and kind of indicates, are we pretty close to the stockpile of spice?
You have no idea where you are right now.
Okay. Wynne walks over towards Goz and stops, and you notice they've removed their hand from above their blaster as Orla has walked away.
She's leaning against the wall very heavily, her hands over her heart. It looks like she looks like she's just trying to steady herself. Still a little shaky, not okay.
Do you need to go back to the ship?
No.
Okay. Can we move through this before anyone else comes? Are you going to be okay to do that?
I'll be okay when...
Okay. Gonk, you stick close to me. We're going to find these crates and get them out of here before anyone else stumbles across us. Preferably anyone wandering around in these tunnels may be looking for those marks. We want to avoid running into them.
Oh my goodness.
Lead. Then you lead. I don't know where I am.
Wynne is going to do that. They're going to sort of move a hand, not touching Goz, but kind of guiding her off the wall a bit so that they can keep moving.
The difference between them is she just takes the edge of their coat, all right, I got you.
Okay.
Lead the way. The difference between the two of them.
They're headed down the hall, so yes, Wynne is leading towards where they believe the 8 crates of spice to be.
Okay, make another survival roll at disadvantage.
That is a 2.
Okay.
That would have been a 13, but you made me roll at a disadvantage.
When you continue going down this maze of pipe tunnels that curve around, move up and down.
Come on.
And then you find a strange corridor that's especially smooth and wider than others you've seen in the past. Every so often there are arched doorways that have a closed metal door as you walk by. And finally you notice that there's one that is open. You realize you have never been in this part of the station before.
Don't go in there.
When walks over to at least peek into the open door.
It's so dark in there. Can you make a perception roll? At disadvantage.
14.
It's so dark in there. When you think you can see shapes in there, like some kind of box-like thing in this next room, but you're not entirely sure.
Me.
When?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Hey, Chris.
Yeah?
I get to say a thing.
What do you say?
Chris, I have dark vision.
Oh, then you never had to make those perception
Oh.
rolls. See? You gotta tell me these things.
I gotta read them on my stupid sheet.
Actually, I forgot. I have perception. I have advantage on sight checks and hearing checks.
Okay, well,
We're so good at this,
as
Charles.
TTRPG players know, the phrase "I have dark vision" very fun to deploy on your DM.
You see what you can see what looks like a large circular, almost circular oval chamber with some kind of a console in the very center. There is no other obvious exits or doors, no windows, nothing.
If I were really stupid, and I mean really stupid, like Jedi stupid, like teenager stupid, I might go in there and press that console. But I am an adult who knows he is not here for this. So
Thank you.
we're gonna keep moving.
Because Goz is just kind of Goz does not have dark vision, so she's kind of just standing in the dark, holding onto Gonk, looking a little scared. Her antennae are very up and upright, like trying to sense things.
Whatever that chamber is, I have lived life experience tells me we don't want to go in that.
That's so fascinating. Please come back over here.
All right. Wynne is going to head back over and look for another direction to try to get them back on track.
Okay, make a
She
survival
doesn't have-
roll.
Hold on, she does not have dark vision. So, like, when she hears one coming over, she's just kind of like reaching out, like, "Where are you?" And maybe smacks her in the face a little bit. Oh,
That is a dirty 20.
hey.
Wynne, you could not believe you took a right when you should have taken a left, so you retrace your steps back, and 30 minutes later, you finally find a large group of boxes.
I gotta remember, you make the L shape with your hand. That's your left one. The opposite
You went
L
to college.
for a year.
You went to college for a year?
We don't have time to get into that.
No. What college that put you in that much debt?
We don't need to talk about the University of Barleth right now.
Okay. Well, I want to hear about it. Sounds cool.
I would love to tell you about it when we're not in a dark, creepy space station.
Is there like any lights, or are we just still in dark tunnel?
It's mostly dark here down here. The lights that Gonk produces off of his chest are like blue, orange-ish, and they don't really produce a whole lot of light, but you can kind of see your immediate area. There are dim lights on these crates. There are 2 of them, and they give temperature readings and pressure readings as well.
Are these the things?
I assume we could tell at a glance.
Yeah, and you know what these are, Wynne.
Yes, and how many of them did you say there were? 2?
2 large ones, yeah.
2 large. Okay, so they put them all into 2 large crates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Didn't Leok say that there's a thing for you in one of these?
We'll open them when we get back to the ship.
All right, Gonk.
Gonk
Do
will
your
attempt to
thing.
lift them up. Oh wow, he got a 19. So he lifts them both up and he like stacks them up on his head. So he's approximately 12 feet tall right now.
I'm gonna ask a slightly meta question because I've read Into the Dark.
Oh, really? Does this entire session not just us making meta jokes about Into the Dark?
Yes. So Hope is asking, how close are we to like where all the plants are and the atriums, and how close are we to that?
It's I think it's like 2.5 levels up.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so not
pretty
close.
substantially up. Because
Yeah,
we're
Okay,
down
cool.
in the bit with the rings.
yeah.
We're
Gotcha,
down in
gotcha,
the
okay.
rings. We're in the lower rings.
Okay, cool. Wait, I have a picture of the Amaxine Station pulled up. Why do I just not fucking look at it? Okay, we're down there.
Do what I do on every podcast I'm on. Frantically Google Wikipedia in the background and hope nobody notices you typing.
I already did that already. I'm sorry if you had to edit out my typing.
That's
I
right.
have definitely done that, and I'm not sorry.
Before,
Yeah. So Gonk has the crates.
All right.
where are the plants?
probably up. You know, big ball. We're down in the gray rings.
She's kind of like looking up at the ceiling.
You see a metal ceiling.
Can we go see the plant?
Maybe when this current crisis is resolved, we can come back here and see the plants. There are statues as well. Very interesting statues. Never got really a good look at them.
Don't you want to go do a good look at the statues?
I would rather get back to our comatose people who we've now been away from for roughly 10 hours.
That's true.
Also, I would like to avoid any of the less understanding Jedi coming down here. The last thing we need is, I don't know, randomly, a bunch of teenagers bumbling into us.
That's true.
On some half-baked
Fine, I just
quest.
miss plants. Walk, yes, walk. I just miss...
I'm so sorry to listeners who've not read Into the Dark.
But hopefully this motivates you. Hopefully this motivates you to read it if you haven't read it. Yeah?
It's my favorite High Republic book.
There you go.
I recommend it as a start point for the High Republic. You can read it before Light of the Jedi. It works.
Mm-hmm. So, she's just like, yes, and just pushing them back towards the thing.
Okay.
Again, one's kind of holding onto like the back of Wynn's coat.
Wynne, what's a bit more embarrassing is that you realize the crates were a lot closer to the airlock. You did not have to walk all the way around the ring to find, like you did.
Wynne does not verbally point this out.
Yeah, but you bring the crates back to the ship successfully.
Hey.
All right, and once they're inside and the door is secure, Wynne is going to call Leox again.
Up on the call screen, Leox does not appear, but Geo does.
Oh, hey Geo.
Gus, when hearing, hey Geo, just kind of like appears and kind of like shoves Wynn out and just takes the comm. Hi Geo.
And you can kind of overhear in the background some proclamations from Orla about the appropriateness of whether or not to have illicit substances on the ship. And Leox is like, Orla, you just gotta calm down. And Orla's like, do not tell me to calm down.
Wynne pokes their head back under the screen. Tell him to tell her that they're you know what? He knows this. We know he knows this. He'll be fine.
Your bidding.
We got the stuff. It is off the station and won't cause problems. I'm gonna put it in this vessel here, which is the one in 2000. Where it will remain until instructed to drop it off at a drop point. Does this sound reasonable? Say if you have any objections to this.
Geode just stares back in silent agreement. Though, Goz, you think for a moment that maybe if a plinth could wink, it did.
Great. Lovely talking to y'all.
We'll have to get together sometime.
We are definitely going to get together because we're going to give you your stuff
with your
back.
Friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go back now and deal with that. Take care, Geode. Look after
Sorry
him.
we didn't actually get to see you, though. It's nice meeting you. Your friend is lovely. When definitely said you weren't a Sleen. How do you know that?
Geode...
Have you been flirted with... Has Geo flirted with you? How do you know?
I'm
gonna hang up.
Just exchanges a look with Geode and then ends the call.
Yeah.
Here's your comm back.
All right. Wynn's gonna, once the cargo is secured, Wynne is gonna head over. I'm gonna get us away from the station, and then we can find out the extra. I assume it's the little bit from Leox's stash that he agreed to put in there. Of course, it is purely medicinal, but hey, we could probably have to use it on somebody at some point. But let me get us away from the station first.
Okay.
So Wynn's gonna. Do I have to leave the station?
Yeah, you have to make a pilot roll to leave the station.
Pilot roll to leave. Do I have to do the technology roll to?
Oh, right. Yeah, let's do a technology roll first to deactivate everything.
Yeah, Goz is coming up to the cockpit.
The technology roll is a 19.
Okay, easy.
So when
and then make a pilot roll at advantage.
Turns off the power at advantage. That is a 24.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's much easier to leave the station than to dock with it. And as soon as you float far enough away that you think no one could detect you, you're able to reactivate the ship and move and go where you want to go.
So Wynne sets the course back to the Squonk in orbit above Lysatra, where it still fucking is, and heads back into the main room and says, "All right, well, before I start in on those dishes, we want to see what this extra thing that Leox put in the crates was."
Yes, and I also want to tell you something, but crate first.
Crate first, okay. They lead the way back into the cargo area and head over to the crate and pop it open.
Yeah, there are lots of spice containers in there. It's cold, and also, and also there is a box full of golden poker chips. You recognize to be poker chips from Canto Bite.
Whoa!
There's about 40,000 credits worth of chips here.
There's about 40,000 credits worth of chips here. Are these ours? Is this ours?
I think this is ours.
This is ours?
This is our payment.
This is ours!
Do not.
Okay, be cool.
Do not let Coriel know about this.
Oh, of course not. At least, we will, as a crew, dole it out responsibly because we are all helping each other as a team, and you said stuff about how we should all be paid equally as a group. I learned.
Wynne shuts the crate and they lead the way back into the main room and go, "Okay, well, we're on course to head back. What was it that you wanted to mention before I get in on these dishes?"
I don't know if you noticed, but ever since we left Naboo, I haven't been staying in the cabin crew with you and Lysander.
I did notice that.
Yeah, I made a room here in the one in 2000.
Oh, that is nice.
Because I can't sleep in that room anymore.
Oh, it's because of the stuff that happened in the other room with the dying.
What the hell are you talking about? What dying?
Oh, I don't know about that. Never mind. Sorry, Wynne does. Let me back up because Wynne doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Wynne doesn't know that Karen died in that room.
Right. I don't think Wynne knows about Karen at all.
Wynne knows there was a dead body on the ship. Wynne doesn't know who it was.
I don't know how you know that.
Somebody mentioned it. Somebody
really?
mentioned it when they were talking about the dead body on the ship and may or may not be there, and Wynne was like, "Oh, okay."
That was like in the call. Ago. I don't remember.
It was in
like
the
a
call.
Year ago.
Yeah, somebody mentioned.
Yeah, crazy.
So Wynne is. I was gonna say, did something happen in that room?
I didn't lie when you asked. I just want to make that clear because you asked if there was a body, and there was no body.
Okay.
Because Zero already moved it.
Okay. Zero's pretty good at that.
Yeah, they're really strong. But how many people were in the grade over Lysatra?
See, now I'm trying to remember the number.
I think you said like it was either 33 or 43, because I actually think it was 43. Something like that. It was in the 40s. We're so good at this.
I'm gonna make up a number.
A lot of people died.
More than one.
Wynne thinks 38 and missed.
Well, at least now you don't have to carry that by yourself.
I didn't want anyone to ask the question, is a planet worth Can you put a quantifiable number on lives?
Yes.
Not saying it's a question without an answer. I'm just saying it's not a good question to ever have to ask.
I know my number.
I don't think I want to know mine.
Well, it's invaluable to me, but I know mine. My old boss made sure I knew very well what my number was. I am 38. A Retailo person found me while we were all separated. And I panicked. She was actually probably innocent, but she was taking pictures inside the squonk, and she scanned me and pulled up my profile, and I panicked. Because I don't know if I'm actually safe. I could be free, I could be able to walk away, but I'd rather prepare for the worst and always assume that I'm not. And if I was actually smart, I should have left you all ages ago, but I'm a coward and I'm tired of being alone. So I panicked, and she was probably innocent. Hyperspace broke because of us. We did this. She just sits on the floor and cuts her face in her hands.
Wynne stands for a little bit, just watching, and then sort of also sits down on the floor next to Goz, sort of knees up, and rests their arms on their legs and stares forward.
She sort of leans over until she bumps into Wynne's shoulder, and then she just starts crying very softly into her hands.
You've asked me a lot of times how I managed to stay so calm with all this going on. And the truth is, I managed to stay calm because this is going on. And what I mean is, if there's always some next crisis, if there's always some next problem, if there's always some new debt or new employer or new planet blowing up or new something, then I don't have to deal with living with any of that.
But you're living with it anyway.
There's gonna be a moment. The thing is, Goz, thank you for having a moment to release that. And it may not feel better, and I'm sorry, I'm bad at words, but I'm not gonna necessarily come up with the perfect therapist. It's stuff, but
I don't need a therapist.
I'm just saying,
I just need my friend next to me right now.
That's where I'm getting at. I can do that. When someday I'm gonna need one, but
here.
I can be that. And they don't say anything else after that.
She just, as long as Wynne allows it, she just kind of leans against them and cries for a good little bit there, Chris.
And the one N is on its way back to the squonk. Howdy, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to another edition of For Light and Dice. I know this week's episode was a little emotional, but you know what? It's Star Wars. It happens sometimes. Thank you so much for being on this journey with us. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this podcast. We're pretty much on every major podcast platform, at least that I know of. Also, leave a review, tell your friends about us. We would love to have more people join us on our adventure. Just a quick reminder, the music of our entire series, the soul of our entire series, actually, is a composer by the name of Grushkov. They have made a lot of really amazing music. Definitely recommend checking them out. They're coming out, by the way, with an Eye of Darkness soundtrack, and I cannot be more excited about that. So definitely check that out too. I'm sure it's full of wonderful, happy music since it's based on the High Republic book Eye of Darkness. So can't wait to hear it. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much. Oh, I almost forgot. We do have a Discord. If you go to our social media account on X, Twitter, whatever it's called, under the @ForLightandDice handle, we have a link on our profile that will take you directly to our Discord, and it's free for anybody. You can come hang out with our other listeners and as well as the entire cast. So yeah, that's it, y'all. Thank you so much, and may the Force be with you.